So I'm going to show you now yarn over. So both yarn over knitting and yarn over purl, and yarn over in between a knit and purl stitch. So we'll start with knit 1, yarn over, knit 1, which you'll find written in patterns. So we knit a stitch, and yarn over is going to create an extra stitch. So my working yarn is at the back of the fabric. I'm going to bring it around underneath the needle to the front of the fabric and then over the top, and you can see there it's creating a stitch, and then I knit the next one. And have a look. That was my first knit stitch, that's the yarn over, and then there's the knit one. So I'll do that again. Knit 1, yarn to the front, yarn over the top of the needle, knit 1, and that's my extra made stitch, my increased stitch of a yarn over. I'll do it again. Knit 1, my yarn is at the back of the stitch. I bring it around underneath the needle towards the front of the fabric, over the top of the needle, and then knit the next stitch. And there's my extra stitch there. So knit 1, around underneath the stitch as if I was going to start purling, over the top, and knit. Knit 1, yarn over, knit 1. So I'm increasing all these stitches. Knit 1, yarn to the front of the work, over the top of the needle, knit 1. So now, if the instructions said purl 1, yarn over, purl 1, this is what it would look like. So my working yarn is now brought to the front of the fabric, ready to purl. So I purl 1. Now, I create a new stitch by wrapping the yarn over the top of the needle and back down underneath it. So here you can see I've wrapped the stitch completely, and that's my yarn over, creating a new stitch, and then I purl. So if I let my string go, you can see yarn go. That was my purl 1, my yarn over stitch, and purl 1. I'll show you again. So with a purl, we've got the yarn to the front of the fabric, and we purl our stitch, and then we bring the yarn over the top of the needle, underneath, so I've wrapped it right around. You can see that there, it's wrapped right around. See? And then I purl the next stitch. So I've just purled that stitch, yarn over, and purl the next stitch. I'll do it one more time. So purl 1, yarn over, and purl. Okay, so I'm just going to back pick a few. So I've got a few more stitches left to show you, because I want to show you what do you do if you have to knit 1, yarn over, purl 1. What does that look like? So here we go. My last stitch was a purl, so I'm going to bring it around to the back of the work, ready to knit 1. So now I have to do a yarn over. My yarn is already at the back, so I bring it underneath the needle, over the top, and underneath again. So you can see that. It's just wrapped once. And then I purl. So that is and you can see there's a V, that's a knit stitch, yarn over, and a purl stitch. So knit 1, yarn over, purl 1. Looks like that. I'll show you again. So I have to bring the wool around to the back side of the fabric so I can knit 1. So I knit 1. Then I bring the wool underneath the needle, wrap it over the top and under again. It's only creating one loop, as you can see there. And then I'm ready, I've got the wool already on the front, and I can purl. Okay, and there's my knit stitch, yarn over, purl. So I bring it back to the back of the work, I knit, I bring the yarn to the front, wrap over the top of the needle and back down again here, and I'm ready to purl. Okay, so if my instructions say purl 1, yarn over, knit 1, it looks like this. So we start with the purl stitch, the yarn is on the front side of the fabric, and I purl a stitch. Now I have to knit, or no, I have to yarn over, so I put a yarn over and I have to knit. So it doesn't really look like I'm wrapping the needle, but I am putting it over the top, and that's going to create a stitch. And then I simply knit it. Now, as you can see, it still looks the same. There's my purl stitch with my bump underneath the stitch. Then I've got my yarn over, and then I've got my knit stitch. So I'm going to bring the wool again round to the front. I'm going to do a purl 1, and then I'm going to do a yarn over and knit 1. There we go, there's the bump for the purl stitch, the yarn over, and the V for the knit stitch. So wool to the front of the work, and I always do it underneath. A lot of beginners will just do this, and they do a yarn over and create an extra stitch, and then they wonder why their knitting grows in the wrong direction. So the wool goes underneath, always underneath the needle. So I'm going to purl 1, yarn over the top to create the yarn over, knit the next stitch, and you can see there's my purl stitch, there's my yarn over, and my knit stitch. So do it again. Wool to the front for the purl stitch, yarn over the top of the needle, knit the stitch, and I've got my purl stitch, yarn over, knit stitch.